Hey Lenny, how you doing? I guess I can assume my notifications are actually working today. Alright, now I'm just gonna do random stuff and try to figure out where the DLC stuff is at. Hey, SQ, how you doing? No worries. No worries. Work takes priority. It's all good. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Jonah, how you doing? Yeah, first time for everything. Hey, Unky, how you doing? That's good to know my notifications at least worked today. That's why, but that's also why I encourage people to join the Discord, because a lot of times the notifications don't work properly or they're late. If you're in the Discord, I post when I'm live. Then you can see right away. Really? The rocket. How's your day going so far, Lonnie? Yeah, I didn't think I got them all. That's okay, I appreciate you being here regardless. I know my stream time is like when people are busy a lot, so I get it. That's on Lonnie. Yeah, John, I know I'm pretty early in your morning. My start time's about 4 a.m. for you.
Mark Gibson, male, age 28, returned from the astral plane approximately 13 minutes ago. This was his 21st dive. Patient is experiencing migraine-like pain.
That is really good to hear, Lonnie. I'm glad to hear it.
And partial blindness. He has no recollection of his time in the astral plane and appears...
Glad to hear your dad's doing well today.
Preliminary examination revealed no immediate cause, so we will be sending patient for x-rays and... What the fuck is that thing? God, it burst right out of him. Call Black! Get Marshall!
You're welcome, Lonnie.
Mold's gotten in here too? All right. Let's get cleaning, she said, cocking her gun. That was all kinds of fun. Let's not do that again, huh? Really? Oh, I hate that when stuff gets in the way.
Ugh. Oh, at least you get the day off work. I'm just kind of messing around with side stuff for right now, trying to figure out if I can find the DLC missions, or I might have already done them or something, I don't know. And so I'm just screwing around right now, basically with side stuff for now, and also it gives me a chance to think about what I want to stream next. I got a few games on my list, but I gotta figure out which one I want to play next. Or if I want to do something completely random. There's a hole in the wall. Oh, cool. I had no reason to think there would be one there. That's never been a thing before. I was wondering if I couldn't destroy that thing. Oh, that was an object.
Easy peasy.
That was a frickin' object. I have a few new games I can play, I just have to pick which one I want to stream next. It's not like I'm not enjoying playing this, I really am. I'm enjoying playing this game, don't get me wrong, I just have to decide what I want to stream next, because I'm not going to be playing, because this isn't, you know, eventually I'm going to run out of stuff to do, or get tired of playing it, or get done with it. And also I did finish the main part, so it's extra. Yeah, so I just have to pick which one I want to stream next. What do I want to do next? Thinking about that while I kind of mop up in this game. Take care of the stuff that's not too much of a hassle. thankfully this game seems to be a big fan of not having things being a huge pain. Like, most of the time, things in this game are not a huge hassle. Sometimes things are a little bit annoying, but it's not like a huge annoying thing. What? Oh, I did something. I did one of those. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But yeah, once I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I can get through it pretty quick. It's a matter of figuring out what I need to be doing.
What? No. Yes. Stop it.
I found all those missing altered items.
All of them. Wow, you have a gift, ma'am. But those weren't all of the altered items missing from the Panopticon. The hiss must be making them restless. We've had several more containment breaches.
How many of these things did he lose? How many?
Just a couple. Should be no problem for you. I really appreciate your help. Really. Just super.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here. Like always.
Yeah, I upgraded that after I finished the main part of the game. I got 8 skill points, so then I finished upgrading that ability. So now I can pick up to 3 items. I got 8 skill points when I finished the game yesterday. And it costed 5 to upgrade that ability to that point. And I gotta figure out where that freaking mannequin's at. Alright, there is a mannequin around here I need to do. First priority was getting rid of the hiss so they're not bothering me while I'm trying to figure out, oh, I'm trying to do that. I don't remember if I messed with that before. I'm looking at it. Yeah, yeah, that was like the final upgrade for that ability. It costed 5 points. Otherwise, it usually costs 3. And I gotta figure out where that. There it is. On the mannequin.
God, the only thing creepier than one mannequin is a few dozen of the damn things. New bureau policy. No.
And that was a new one.
No more mannequins.
I don't know, when I was playing through, I just did a couple of side missions along the way. And then by the time I finished the main story, I had enough points. But I also kind of focused a little bit on that particular skill. I found it to be very useful. Alright, well that was that. Get back to logistics and fast travel to the next location, I guess. I remember how to get back there. I always forget where I'm going. I guess it's a good thing I was looking around more carefully. Finding random things. And stuff sitting around. Or 24 minutes. Okay. That sounds really familiar, John. No, that sounds like that sounds like something from the jukebox that I tried doing before. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like what the jukebox thing that I was doing before. That stuff's timed. Yeah, that sounds exactly like that actually. Pretty sure I was doing that before at some point. I know I have that mission because I grabbed that mission and I tried doing it and I couldn't do it at the time. I figured I'd mess with it later. Yeah, mainly because I really hate timed stuff. I see. I kind of focused on that particular skill. That's why That's why I was able to max it out eventually. Like, kind of get it maxed out before by the time I finished the game. That to me was actually the most useful skill I had. That's for the original purpose I needed to fast travel, actually. Yeah, I'll do that last. I'm saving that. And if I get too frustrated with it, I'm just not going to do it. I know one of them's like, hold the point for a little bit kind of thing. One of them's eradicate the enemies, and I forget what the other one was. I don't remember what the other two were after, besides those two. I don't need to go there. I actually kind of forgot what I was looking for. Okay. I don't know, I was in the right place. I was actually in the exact right place. Okay, no wonder I couldn't find it. The other area, because I needed to be over here. In this generally. The corridor is where I need to go. Because I remembered the whole gotta capture the points thing. And I remembered that one of the other ones I did was to kill a certain number of kill the enemies kind of thing. And other than that, I don't remember the other two. But I really dislike time limits. I figured I'd upgrade and try again when I have better abilities and more health, and see if I can actually do it at that point. So I'm saving it for last. That's, yeah, I feel the core. Oh, I am on the completely wrong side of things. I am on the completely wrong side of things. Yeah, time stuff is very annoying for me. Yeah, I really hate time limits. The challenge itself is challenging enough actually as it is. It doesn't need a time limit in my opinion. I don't know what the point of the time limit is besides adding frustration. Because that's all time limits do for me, they add frustration.
That's got to be an altered item.
No, that's perfectly normal actually. No, everything's normal, everything's fine. Just normal behavior. Yeah, I gotta do all 4 in 24 minutes, yep. And that sucks. Had a random idea, turns out it worked.
This thing again.
Where are you?
What does this thing want? Fighting wolves?
That thing's a lot less of a dick now that I have better abilities. But yeah, apparently levitating through it worked for that. I just gotta go subdue the rubber duck. Like I said, I'm having fun. I'm having a fun time with this game. Great game. I'm playing through it again, actually. I remembered why I liked it so much. It's really fun, and like the whole story is really interesting. And I like all the weird stuff about it. Like the paranormal stuff. Pretty neat. Pretty good lore in this game. Now where am I cleansing in the dug? I know how to get there. Easy peasy. Yeah, from the teaser it looks pretty interesting.
Altered item number 52AE analysis, session 2. I will begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low voltage electric shock. No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner.
Okay, I've seen this before.
Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale, from 0 to 14. No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare further tests.
Nope. That's not right. Not where I need to be. I figure out how to open that door. I gotta figure out where the damn console is to open the damn door. I gotta get in there. Not in. Yep. Yeah, I don't know that only one ranger is going to be all that helpful. Just a feeling. Oh, nice, honey. These guys always make such a big mess. They make such a mess out of the place. Okay. I need to figure out where that console's at. Need to remember where to go.
You and Hedron were never one and the same.
How about you?
Also,
She...
Oh, can
It helped Darlene
That's
with
okay.
the HRAs to slow the hiss down.
yeah, at least he keeps out.
Helped me learn
Busy
to
keeps
tap
Ati
into
busy.
this power I had inside. You.
Well, that has some symbols that I could use console to activate, but there's nothing stuck. There. I guess I'm just a little confused at the moment. I don't think it has anything. Nope. Don't need to go. I need to be in here. That's oh, no worries, honey. Hope you're having a good time. That sounds really nice. That sounds really nice, Lonnie. I don't know, that's confusing right now. That's right. The mission briefing was not helpful. That sounds like fun, Lonnie. Glad to hear you're having a good time. And it's good to help them get some exercise, right? Got an extra. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they do that to be affectionate, Lonnie. Can't do that.
Eons later, here we are. Haven't we made enough HRAs?
So long as the police are out there.
Rubber duck appears to be actually in a container. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That's where I found the whatever I found in there. That was that area. I did find one secret. Bought the property, got some animals. Nice. That'll keep her busy. I'm very confused about this. Yeah, that hurt. That was dumb. Yeah, that's good. Good that they found homes. Yeah, I did something or another and summoned that. I blew myself up. Then they all spawned in. I don't know how to do this because I know I'm supposed to talk to this thing. No, I'm supposed to do this thing, I just don't know how.
52 AE analysis session 2. I will begin by introducing
Supposed to get in
various
here
stimuli
somehow,
to
I
the
think.
item. First, a low voltage electric shock. No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard signal. No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale from 0 to 14. No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes the routine. We'll need time to prepare further tests. Oh. I guess I missed something somewhat obvious. Wasted a bit of time messing around with stuff I shouldn't be.
And there's the duck.
Disappearing ducks. Great.
Now that's out. Where'd the duck go? Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, I found my way in with it. And now it's now it got loose. I was doing duck things. That's pretty good. There it is.
Finally, no more quacking.
Had to catch it before it could teleport away. I just had to catch it before I could run away. Thought I screwed myself, so I thought I couldn't figure out how to get it at all, but I got it eventually. Yay. I mean, it took me a little bit, but I figured it out. That was all good. Yep. Then I gotta deal with all that.
New director visits and my exhibits are suddenly acting up. At least some of you have behaved.
Every altered item on your list is now back in the Panopticon, safe and sound.
That's a load off my mind. Missing altered items don't exactly reflect well on me, you know. Did they give you any trouble?
The flamingo pulled me into the astral plane just like the fridge did. That same creature was there.
I was looking over the old activity reports, and multiple items have been displaying much more destructive behavior in the past few weeks. There's some connection there, I bet, but it's a bit above my pay grade.
Well, something to keep an eye on.
And if I have any more runaways, I'll know just who to call.
I guess this is my life now. I'll see you later, Langston.
That was actually not too bad. Yeah, this put a record on. That's the one you were talking about earlier.
I'll be here, like always.
Yeah, that's the one I tried to do, but it was too annoying, so I am saving it. And I may or may not actually do it in general. But I'm gonna at least give it a shot. I'm gonna at least give it a shot later. later at some point, most likely. Yeah, we're supposed to be there. That should be close to where I'm supposed to be. Yep. Yep, I'll just have to try to figure out which one's the best, which order is the best, the most efficient order to do it in. I can get it done quick. Yeah, definitely.
Mold's gotten in here too?
Very much so.
Alright. Let's get cleaning, she said. Cocking her.
Oh shit. That sucked ass, I just fell to my death. Really with the rockets. Alright, down is where I need to go. I think I have like 25 of them right now. I got about 25 of those things right now. Do that. Figured that should be good to start with. I think that was what I was actually here for. Nope, it wasn't, but I did a different one. Well, they were very annoying and they were in the way, so I figured I'd take them out. I need to go there right now. I can also craft more. I just don't really want to deal with it right now. Like I said, time limits are not my favorite thing. That's not gonna take me. Pretty sure that's not gonna take me where I wanna go. That is definite. It's not as far as I can.
Hello again, Mr. Clog. You've really let yourself go.
Got where I was going. Yay. That sucks. Oh my god. That sucks. Like I said, I dislike time limits. And I especially hate it if it's like really tight. Or there's no room for error whatsoever. Hey Val, glad you made it. I need both of these things. I've got to at least get that worked out. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
We should go down there to clear out the rest of it.
I am guessing. This is very far down. Yeah, okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Clog. I sincerely hope we never meet again.
Alrighty. Let me get the next mission here. Alright, I'm gonna be right back a minute. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'm back. I gotta figure out where I'm supposed to go. Figure out where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to be doing here. Control research. Supposed to talk to clients. Alright. I guess find the plant. That's alright. No worries, man. Glad you can make it. That's really nice, Lonnie. Sounds like you're having a good day, and I'm glad to hear it.
Fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them?
I know you didn't like that. I bringing stuff through the... Whatever. Welcome back, Donna. And I had something I shouldn't, and I messed, and I fucking pissed off the alarm. Yeah, well, and which one of those two raised the price twice in the last year? Might be a correlation there. There might be a reason for that. Not hard to do the math on that one, I'm just saying. like there's a correlation between raising the price of video games and video game sales going down. They bumped up the price to $70 and then game sales are down more than they've ever been in the past. Lowest November since 1995 in $70 games. Might be a correlation there. $70 games that aren't even complete games because you have to pay extra to get all the DLC that's actually the rest of the game. And in some cases they will lock gameplay features behind paid DLC. That kind of bullshit. Then they wonder why game sales are down. Might be a cause there. Might be a correlation between those two things. Might be a reason these cheaper indie games are selling like hotcakes. Well, if you buy a Tesla, you get exactly that. Well, you buy a brand new car and you wait for a patch to get it to work properly. And you have to pay extra to use all the features. I'm saying, you know, there's a car out there where you can buy the car and you have to pay for updates to get it to work properly. Just like you do for video games, and then it's essentially a service-based thing too, because you have to pay a subscription to keep it working properly, to maintain use of all the features. You have to pay a subscription. Well, any up here EVs aren't really viable. It gets pretty cold during the winter time. So basically EVs are kind of useless in general up here. And that goes for any EV, not just specifically Teslas. I was just giving it... I'm giving Teslas a hard time because Elon's a little greedy. Yeah, when it gets cold up here, stuff with batteries doesn't work too well. Plus, we don't have the infrastructure, especially not up here for that. I was living in a big city and it's just an in-town vehicle, and I never left the city. Okay, that might be okay. Yes, Elon is greedy. Yes, that is a fact. Well, that was just the first example that came to mind for me, for like vehicle, because you brought up buying a new car and having to get a patch to make it work properly. I've heard reports of Teslas doing exactly that. You have to wait for a patch to get it to work properly. Then you have to pay to use all the services. You have to pay to use all the features. That auto drive feature, which is like a big advertised feature, is a paid subscription, and it's not cheap. Yeah, I don't know. I could see that actually being a good thing. Yeah, Val, I heard about that. I'm in the wrong place. I heard about that. There have been a few different incidents with those. Like EVs in general aren't real safe. The batteries are. Well, a lot of them, I think, pretty much all of them use lithium-ion batteries, and you smack a lithium-ion battery with a hammer. What's going to happen? And that's what's going to happen when you crash. And it's not an if, it's a when, because it's just a matter of time before somebody crashes into you, or you crash into someone else. And like with vehicles that have more automation, there's a bigger chance of vehicle just doing stuff without the driver being able to put a stop to it. It just run into stuff or whatever. Because it's stupid. So, stuff like that. There's also, I'm a firm believer that humans need to have the final veto power on anything that happens with the car. There needs to be a way for us to take control away from the car and control it ourselves. Which is why I'm not big on the whole idea of autopilot or automatic or like self-driven vehicles. So I think for like video games, I think what is happening now is what needs to happen. Is that the indie developers who actually give you full games are the ones who are getting recognition and getting lots of sales. And the AAA developers are getting jack shit and getting a lot of flack for their greedy practices. Yeah, John, my car, my new car I have startled me because it was like telling me that there was an object in front of me that because somebody slammed on their brakes in front of me, which I had noticed that they slammed on their brakes, but the alarm startled me anyway. I wasn't expecting the car to yell at me about it. Like, I can also adjust the volume of the alarm so it's not super loud. Like, I can turn it down. Like, I also want it to be loud enough where I can hear it. Because there's, background noise and stuff. Yeah, the auto braking thing does catch you off guard if you're not ready for it. Like, if you don't remember that you have the feature enabled. Then that can catch you off guard for sure. But like my car has a feature where it can essentially self-drive with me steering. But if I touch the pedals, I'm in control. And like if the system can't see, that feature is disabled. So, and like for me, it's just like it's a way for me to be, it enhances my abilities as a driver. Is what it does. It's a tool, a useful tool. It's not a replacement for common sense, and not a replacement for watching what traffic's doing and paying the fuck attention, because that system is not 100% reliable. In my experience, it's about 95 to 98% reliable. But there have been a couple times where I had to intervene. Yeah, it's not perfect, so yeah, we shouldn't fully rely on that stuff right now at this point. And I don't think it ever will be perfect. or even good enough where I would trust it fully. But I don't fully trust that system, and I'm still getting used to it even it being a thing. I'm looking around for that one last plant that's in this area. I'm not just wandering around talking, I'm actually looking for stuff. I'm just having an issue where I can't find what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have those features available to help, but yeah, it's just helping. It's just a thing to help. Oh yeah, my car does that sometimes. But like for me, like for my car, one way to get it to stop to not do that is to signal in the direction I'm going, and then it will ignore the lane keep sensor. And also, I can turn that feature off if I don't want it. I can turn that off. Then it won't yell at me, and it won't try to pull the steering wheel. That's the other thing, because that's the nice thing with my car, is I can turn those features off if I don't want them. They're there, they're nice, and they're optional. Yeah, it's very jarring when you suddenly get the car trying to take control and making loud noises. Yeah. And my sister was talking to me about that too, because like I brought it up and she's like, "Oh yeah, when I first got mine, I forgot that I had that feature on," and it started, and I was like, "Why is it driving so weird?" And then it started pulling the steering wheel, and it kind of freaked out a minute. And I was like, "Yeah, that would have been my initial response too if they hadn't gone over that with me while I was doing my test drive." Yeah, the nice thing is that I can turn that off. That'll just have a warning light saying, "Oh yeah, this system's disabled." If I don't need or want, well, if I don't want it, I don't have to have it. So that's good. And it's very easy to take control back. And dodge 3. Missed. Yeah, I definitely don't 100% trust that system. It works well, but I don't trust it 100% because it's not 100%. And that, like I said, that's the reason why we shouldn't have self-driven vehicles or have AI making making decisions in place of humans in any form. Because it's not perfect. It's very flawed. It doesn't always work the way it's supposed to, and sometimes it does completely weird stuff that it's not supposed to do. Especially with AI. AI is very notorious for that. I suppose I should have sorted my mods before now too. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I think, like, video game wise, I think it's good that smaller companies that don't spend hundreds of millions of dollars on development are getting a lot more recognition these days for the work they do, and actually end up making games that are better than these people who do spend the hundreds of millions, because they're proving that you don't need to spend hundreds of millions in order to make a good game. You just have to have people who care about it. No, it doesn't, as far as I know, affect any insurance claims whatsoever. I don't know how it is in Australia, but over here, but at least here in my state in the U.S., it does not. Oh, I found the last plant! Yay!
Chlorophyll really brings out the green in your leaves. That's all of them.
That was kind of annoying.
Kinda wish there were more.
I spent so long looking
Big
for that thing.
listeners.
That's why I was running all over the place. I was looking for that. The conversation was a nice distraction from getting frustrated by not being able to find what I was looking for. Choose the next one. First of all. Oh. Gotcha. Alrighty. Yeah, that took entirely too long for me to figure that out. Figure out where the hell that was. I guess I'll look around for the mold in this area, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'll go look around for that for a little bit. Back to our discussion about gaming, I think that it's a good thing that... I think it's a very good thing that games like Expedition 33 get a lot of recognition and Silksong. Those are games where they have small teams and they don't spend a lot of money making or promoting the game. And they make a fantastic game that just banks all the AAA developers and shows them that Baldur's Gate 3 was not a one-off deal. You can achieve similar results on a small budget with a small team. You do not need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars making a game. And the game can be complete at launch and work out of the box. And it is possible to optimize it so it works well for everyone. With current technology. So yeah, so I was really happy about the Game Awards results this year. For that reason. for the reason that it shows the other companies, and more importantly, it shows investors that that kind of a game can be achieved more consistently with the right team behind it. And people who actually care about making good games, not just about how to market, not just about how to sell the game, but how to actually make a game that's going to be fun. Now, their first priority is not how do we make money on this, their first priority is how do we make a good game. And that's kind of how it needs to be. The team needs to actually think, let's make a fun game that people are going to like. Because guess what? If people are having fun playing your game, that game is going to make money. And people will continue to play that game. A lot. People will want to play that game. And a lot of people will. I didn't watch the program itself. I just know who won. I just know that Expedition 33 got Game of the Year and got, like, I think it was like 9 out of 10 of the awards it was nominated for. And I know that a lot of people think that, and I know that it got Best RPG, and it got Best Soundtrack, and Best Game Design, Best Indie Game, Best Debut Indie Game, and Game of the Year. And I know all that just from general knowledge. I see the news. But yeah, so I was happy to see that for that reason, because the industry on a whole needs to understand that those kind of games can be of good quality and worthy of recognition, and you don't need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the game. And you don't need a team of 1,200 people to make Diablo. You can get by with a relatively small studio. I mean, Silksong, Team Cherry, they're not a really big studio at all. The guys behind Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, they're not a very big studio, relatively speaking. Yeah, most of the games that were up for the big awards this year were small teams making indie games. And the AAA developers need to take note. They should have took note when BG3 flipped the awards, but they didn't. That happened for a reason. I think I wandered off course here. I kinda did. Yeah, okay. Okay. I definitely went the wrong way. I didn't go far enough, I guess. More like. Oh yeah, this is where I died. Yeah, Silksong is a very difficult game, but it's a fun game. And if you played Hollow Knight and liked that, you will definitely like Silksong because it's more of the same. Up to the stakes on it, basically. So if you played and liked Hollow Knight, you're gonna like that. But it's popular for a reason. Because it is actually a good game. Like they weren't focused on how do we make money. They were focused on how do we make a fun game. And that needs to be the focus. The first question should not be how do we make money. You make something people like, you're gonna make money. It's just how it is. And Sandrock Studios didn't expect Expedition 33 to be very good, to do very well at all. Really, they expected it to just be a niche thing and kind of fly under the radar. So nobody was more surprised than them. They were up for that award that they actually won.
The mold's gotten in here too? Alright. Let's get cleaning, she said, cocking her gun.
And I honestly expected that result too. I was actually really surprised that it was as popular as it is. That people actually like it as much as they do. And my deal is I like what I like, and I don't care if it's what's popular. I don't particularly care if it's a real popular thing. I like what I like, and I'll generally stream whatever it is I decide to play. Yeah, exactly, and it shows that they enjoyed their work and they had a good time with it. And they took their time to make something great that the players are gonna like. And basically, they looked at Hollow Knight and said, how can we improve? Let's improve on this and make it a little more difficult. Because people liked the difficulty. It's also good when developers do things like listening. Well, like when if people complain about things, they fix it. Like, oh, the runbacks in Silksong are pretty brutal. Okay, we'll install more benches so that the runback's not so bad. That's one example that comes to mind. You know, the developers actually listening to the fan base and doing what they're asked, instead of just going, "No, you like this. You like this, and we're not changing it." And like, how many developers this past year have been like, "Oh, it's the gamers' fault that this game sucks. That these game sales suck. It's the fault of the gamers." I've heard a few developers this past year doing that. It's like, oh, the game didn't do well because gamers. Well, the game didn't do well because it was crap. It wasn't a good game. You didn't make something that people like. You focused on how to make money and not how to make a good game. Black Ops 7. Primarily AI generated slop that people didn't want. It has its followers. Well, I was just talking about how it's a good thing that what happened at the Game Awards this year was a good thing for the industry as a whole, where most of the games that were nominated were indie games developed by small teams with low budget. And that one of those games was one that actually won Game of the Year and won the most awards that have ever been awarded at the Game Awards to any single game. And there was a good reason why that happened. And it's because AAA developers make garbage, and they think about how to make money first, and they don't think about how to make a good game, like at all, pretty much. I think about what's going to make this game fun. And like Donna was mentioning, how the devs of Silksong took their sweet time making it, and they had fun. And the people at Sandrock, they had fun making Expedition 33, and they just made the game they want to make. They didn't have a very big budget for the game. The actual budget they used for the game was not very big. Especially when you consider the fact that any AAA game costs hundreds of millions of dollars and many years of development. And that was kind of the point, is that, you know, say you spend $20 million on a game and it wins Game of the Year over a game that had $200 million invested in it. And had a huge amount of marketing behind it and what such. I'm looking for mold. There's like nodes that I have to shoot. There's like a couple more of them I need. That's why I'm running around. Looking for stuff. Making conversation while I do so, because it makes it more interesting for everybody. I'm rolling myself up too, because that's fun too. Yeah, that was the main point, is that, you know, games with a small team and relatively small budget are the main ones that got recognition this year, and I think that was a good thing for the industry on a whole. They need to wake up and realize that games like Baldur's Gate 3 were not a one-off deal. And that it should be the new norm. Should make a complete game that works on launch. And think about how and make the game you want to make a fun game. Not worry about how is this going to make money. Well, that's funny because they threw a pretty big fit that God of War Ragnarok didn't win it didn't win Game of the Year. And now Expedition 33 won more awards than The Last of Us Part 2. Supposedly best game ever made, if you ask certain people. I very much disagree with that, but, you know, people are people. Fans are fans. Fans are going to be fans. You like what you like, and I don't judge for that, but I disagree. Baldur's Gate 3 should have been a wake-up call. Instead, the AAA companies are like, oh, that was just a fluke. That was a one-off deal. They only got that good of a game because they had you know, 3 years of early access. And clearly that was not the case. Yeah, I think The Witcher 3 is definitely one of the best games ever made. And yeah, it was pretty buggy. It was pretty buggy on launch, but it's a good game. And like, they fixed it. And they fixed it pretty quick. And the base game is fantastic, and all the DLC they put out for it, was absolutely amazing. Like, GDPR just did not miss with The Witcher 3. And it still sells pretty well, even though it's an older game. Even though it's an older game by now. Yeah, they still sell. It still sells. It still makes money. Probably why they're banking on The Witcher 4 being a thing. They know how much people liked the third one. And I'm kind of running around in circles, but I'm also kind of looking to see if I overlooked something. Yeah. And they know they had a good game on their hands because even this many years later, it's still it's still an extremely popular game. People like it. And BG3 is still in the top 20 on Steam. It has been at least in the top 20 since it launched. That should tell you something right there. Yeah, it wasn't a one-off deal. Smaller studios with less money can make good games. You just have to have people who care about the game they're making. Oh, that sounds freaking delicious, Lonnie. That sounds awesome, Lonnie. I think I need to go down farther. I think I actually need to go down. Yeah, that sounds like a great lunch. Really? I know I didn't get them all. Yeah, definitely sounds like a really good meal. I think I actually need to finish this possibly later. I'm gonna run around here a minute. Other way around.
August 4th, 1964. We discovered the oldest house while investigating a suspected
Yeah, that sounds delicious, Lonnie.
The agents found their way up into the building.
I was on the opposite side of things. Apparently, that's one of the things about being a gamer. You can relate a lot of things to video games we've played. Made a lot through video games. Alright, John, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. I'll probably see you later. Okay. Somewhere in this area. There is more mold. Yeah, I just went around a big circle. Fuck off. Nope. Didn't need that. Alright. Alright. I think I'm actually gonna go hit up that. I'm gonna go hit this up. And I think that's gonna be all for today for me. And thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done that already. Feel free to check out my links down in the description. I got Discord and stuff down there. You can feel free to look at it, check it out. And the Discord if you want to know when I'm live, as YouTube is unreliable. Thanks a lot for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope you all had fun. Hope you all have a great one. I will see you all next time.